Do you ever feel like ripping your hair out because you've made a sewing mistake? Well, stop. You're probably using the seam ripper all wrong. I'm going to show you how to use this tool so you can get results in seconds without damaging your fabric. So you'll see on a seam ripper that you've got a pointy sharp end, a shorter stubby end, usually with some kind of red ball over it, and between the two is the blade that actually cuts the threads. And the red ball isn't actually there as a safety feature, it's there as a guide, and you'll see what I mean as we go along. Little tip also, if you find that your threads are pulling, then that blade's becoming blunt and you need to replace it. Work from the reverse side of the fabric. It's easier to get to the loops that actually form the stitches that way. And pick out the first few stitches, go along picking out every few stitches as you go along, and you'll find that it's a lot easier to actually pull those pieces of fabric apart. So you can see here I'm pulling out these every few stitches and snipping them and cutting them, and then pull the fabric apart when I get hold of it, and there you go. You'll find that coming apart really quite easily. You don't need to sit there trying to take apart every stitch. Don't make the gap too wide between you cutting the stitches, the loops on the stitches, because you'll find that the fabric won't pull apart. It's still being held. And if that happens, you can just do what I'm doing here, which is just cutting those fibres away. I'm going to show you the two main ways of unpicking. One I've really already shown you, which is where you are unpicking the stitches every 4 or 5 stitches along, and you'll find as you do that you can just pull the fabrics apart and it will start to come apart really easily. You might have to pull a little bit, but you can see that's working really well. The other one is called the plow method, and you can see this is where the ball end comes in. I'm going to push the ball end in into the threads there, and to just push away from me. It takes a little bit of practice, but can you see it's just coming apart really easily? So if you've got long things to do, stitches to do, really on heavier fabrics works really well. There you go, and it's come apart. If you're struggling to keep the fabric taut while you're trying to unpick, use your sewing machine. Just put the fabric under the presser foot, drop the presser foot down, and you'll find that applies enough pressure to the fabric that you can actually effectively have an extra pair of hands, as it were. Gives you both hands to work on the fabric while the fabric's being held tight by the presser foot. And you'll find that really useful if you're ever struggling. And it makes it easier to unpick, and you're not having to worry too much. So you can see here now that's just being held flat by the machine as you're unpicking the threads. Now you're going to end up with bits of thread on your fabric as you've been cutting them, and instead of just pulling them out one by one, you could use something like a lint roller or some masking tape, or in this case I'm going to use just a normal standard rubber, an eraser, and just slowly, and you can see it's just pulling the threads out, and it just makes it much easier and quicker to clean. So you're not sitting there for ages just pulling out each individual thread. You can use something else to help you just clean that fabric up quickly so you can get on with what you really want to do, which of course is sewing your sewing project. There you go, all nicely done. If you found this video really useful, why not try this one next?